All right, welcome to your lesson on exercise clusters. So what is an exercise cluster? An exercise cluster is a group of two or more exercises that are layered one after another. They're often in the same position or facing the same direction, and they're often using the same muscle group or using a prop. And they really help your class programming because they add an increased challenge to an area if you're focusing on one muscle group, and this helps to work on endurance. They allow you to plan a class for varying abilities by starting with a beginner layer and then adding extra layers on top of it to add challenge and offer options for your clients, which is really helpful for all level classes. And it reduces your class planning time because you'll have all these exercise clusters that you can pull on to plan your classes rather than trying to think up new ones. And it really helps you break down advanced exercises into components because you can layer those components one after another and then teach the full exercise. So we're going to work on planning some exercise clusters. So in each of your exercise clusters, you want to aim to have around 4 to 5 exercises. So we're going to start with the abdominal body part. So what I want you to do is you're going to pick one abdominal exercise to start off with. You'll try and stay in the same position or similar spring setting for that full cluster. So the idea with the cluster is that you're minimizing your movement up and down, changing springs, changing settings. So try to stick to the same sort of position, same sort of spring setting. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's have a look at this abdominal sequence. So we've got an exercise cluster here. We've got one leg stretch. And then we've got double leg stretch. The head is down for this one. Then the head is up. And then we add an arm circle with our double leg stretch. And then we've got straight leg scissors. Now you can obviously take a break between each of these. This is just an example of how an abdominal cluster might work. So what I want you to do is going to create your own exercise clusters. And you're going to have a go at doing it for the different areas of your body. So you could try some abdominals or some core work. You might do upper body, lower body, full body, some mobility. Maybe you choose to just do a glute cluster. You pick that area of the body and then create your own cluster. The other thing you can do is you can also use clusters based around what props you're going to use or a certain body position. So for example, you could decide to create some exercise clusters based around using the long box. So maybe see what exercises you can do on the long box before getting rid of it. Or you might do the same with a magic circle, some legs and straps. So what other exercises could you layer on if you did legs and straps? And then position-wise, maybe you'd say, what exercises could I do when I'm seated facing the mirror, or seated facing your pulley straps or your foot bar, or what exercises could I do when kneeling, and see how many combinations you can come up with. And then I want you to share them in the Facebook group. So share some of your favorite exercise clusters, the ones you love the most. And hot tip is that if you share your exercise clusters, you're going to encourage others in the group to share their own. And that means you're going to have so many different variations and different exercise clusters to pick from to use in your class plans. All right, jump in the Facebook group, ask any questions if you've got them, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.